Just a quick little video here on some notation called factorial notation that comes up quite often when we are doing counting and probability. So here is an example. 7 comics are doing a show. How many ways can they be lined up? Well, we know that each comic performs once and they're done. So we line up everybody. There are 7 choices for the first position. Then we're down to 6 persons, and then 5, 4, all the way down to 1. We multiply those together and come up with 5,040 different ways to line those folks up. That's a little bit tedious writing all of that out, and in math, you know, we like our notation to shorten things up whenever possible, so we come up with a new notation with an exclamation point. So 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is really just 7 exclamation point, 7 factorial. So it just means from that number multiplied down all the way to the number 1. All right, so here's the official definition. If n is a positive integer, it does have to be positive integers, then n factorial is the product of all positive integers from that n down through 1, right? And then I've given you the math form of that in the generic form. You don't have to worry about memorizing that, but now you've seen it. And I do want to point out though, one interesting case, if you ever get a 0 factorial or see that, we define that to be 1. It's just like something raised to the 0 power, we represent as 1. There's a lot of math behind that. We won't get into it, just remember it. All right, here's one other case where we might see factorial notation. Go ahead and read this. Try to work it out, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so we have a camp counselor and 8 campers seated on a bench. We want to know in how many ways they can be seated if the counselor must be in the middle, and a camper that starts food fights has to be just to the counselor's immediate left. Okay, so we have our different positions, 1 through 9. Right? Because there's a counselor and 8 campers, so that's 9. We know right here in the middle, number 5 spot is going to be the counselor, so there's one choice there. And immediately to the counselor's left, which depending on which way you're looking at it, is one side or the other, there's going to be one choice. After that, there are 7 campers left to distribute. So I put the counselor here in the 5th spot, and immediately to the left, meaning the 4th spot, would be the troublesome camper. And then we start at the beginning, 7, 6, 5, skip these guys, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, that's really 7 factorial, ignoring the extra ones, and that comes back to 5,040. Let me know if you have any questions.